Okay, welcome to the final Siren. I'm joined by the legend, the man, the myth himself, Joshy Corbett. Mate, what an unbelievable game in front of 56,536 screaming, rabid fans. It wasn't quite the French Revolution, mate, but it was definitely a tale of two halves. How did you see it, buddy?
Oz, first of all, thanks for having me on, mate. It's great to be here. Nice little Olympic reference there also with France. I'm very impressed with that good start. Yeah, great work, I reckon. 56,000 is the most I've been at a game anyway, and it was great to see so many people here and look in what was a bit of an arm wrestle for a long period of time, and obviously towards the end of that third quarter we were able to arrest the momentum and get back on top, which was nice.
Yeah, look, absolutely, mate. You've nailed it there. That third quarter was something else. In fact, the first line I've got down here is Drapes has got his dancing shoes on, sends it off to Sarong, straight to Switter and goal, and I thought, yeah, we're on like Donkey Kong here, mate.
Well, it's a pretty good group. I did notice that Josh Draper had a bit of a different haircut tonight. So the boys are commenting up the top there that he's had a little bit cut off the top with the throw. It's a bit tighter tonight. So
yeah.
It's more impressive there. But yeah, you mentioned Sam Sukowski there. I think his pressure stuff goes still pretty underrated on the outside. Internally, though, his pressure and smothers 1%ers tonight. Raps hit through the roof. Rap that he was getting a bit of reward for effort there. I feel like sometimes he sets a lot of the goals up and he doesn't mind a celebration as well, Switter. So yeah. It's great to see him getting the hand of a few there also.
Look, absolutely. And one of the things I loved about Switter, and I'm glad you mentioned him, mate, like in the fourth quarter, with 7 minutes left when we're 30 points up, he still goes diving in for that 1%er smother.
You can't ask for any more, to be honest. As a teammate, that's what you love. And the best thing is, I think, inside the four walls, certainly, we value that so much. Like Josh Tracy, he ran from about 30 metres away to get him over there and pick him up off the ground and give him a tap on the bum and say great work. So that camaraderie, the boys are having so much fun out there and driving their own enjoyment, which is great to see. It makes it infectious for the crowd. I know that we can all see that on the sidelines. All 56,000 of us.
Oh, mate, love it. And I'm sure you're itching to be out there. And look, just a quick segue before we get back to the game, mate. Update on you. How are you tracking? What's going on?
Yeah, going really well. Had a really good rehab session this morning. So myself, Matty Johnson, Ollie Murphy. If I keep naming names, I'm going to forget a few. So I'm going to stop there. But no, I'm going well. I'm back running and jumping and kicking and all that sort of stuff. So look, I'll probably be unlikely I'll get back and play football this year. You never know, fingers crossed. But if not, I'll be fit and fine, ready to go next year. So my role now is to be able to help the boys that are in rehab get out as quickly as possible. So hopefully that I can go back in there by myself, because we want to be nice and healthy list to get ready for finals.
They're nice. And you've had a couple of random injuries, mate, because I believe, like from memory, you got poked in the eye and had some blood clot in the eye.
Yeah, super innocuous one when I was back playing at Werribee in the VFL. I just went up in a marking contest and a little stray finger just popped me in there and I was blind. It was just lights out, which is a bit strange. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. And then obviously the hip one now, a bit early getting a hip replacement at 28.
That's my territory, mate. Come on now.
Absolutely. No, it's been an exciting little journey. We're sort of the first ones to navigate the process, but no, the club's been amazing, being able to help me get through the process and being able to challenge myself in some other ways with a bit of swimming and a bit of bike riding, which is a bit different, but something that I'm enjoying the challenge anyway. Oh,
sensational. All right, so let's get back to the game, mate. So first quarter we bagged 3 goals. Second quarter we kicked 4-3. So we're putting on 45 points. You go, okay, how does that look against the Eagles, mate? And we're actually down. We're down against the Eagles in that first half, and Eagles fans were up and about, and they brought probably their best effort possibly for the season against Freo, but there were just signs where it looked like we were sort of figuring out their mids a little bit, especially when guys like Jai Cully were trying to free up Sarong through that middle and trying to use him as a bit of a link, if that makes any sense, to use that sort of leverage. And then all of a sudden in the third quarter, bada bing, bada boom, mate, we're on like Donkey Kong.
Absolutely. It was great to see. I mean, the first half we knew, we always talk about through the week, the Derby different. Doesn't matter what happens where people are on the ladder, it's going to be a completely different game. The same with the showdown, the same with the Q clash. It doesn't matter the ladder position, it's always going to be a fiery thing. And I think everyone watching tonight will agree, it was a fair bit of push and shove.
Oh, I loved it.
There was a fair bit of fire in there, which is good. That's what footy's all about. I mean, at the end of the game, you shake hands and walk off and say congratulations to the opposition. So we were the ones at the end to be able to turn the corner in that third quarter, as we talked about, because we knew it was going to be a tough contest, and that's what it was for a lot of the game tonight.
Yeah, and absolutely, that third quarter was something else. I think we put on 5 goals, 5, and they put on a point, and it was uncompromising, mate. And it's like it wasn't like just that uncompromising like bodywork or biff. It was more about just like hitting the contest hard, making sure the 1%ers were ours, and giving everything you had to every contest. And I'm going to just quickly fast forward to a crypto moment, mate. Now, you probably don't know about this. We were going to come up with a crypto moment, and I was struggling because there were so many. But this crypto moment I had when we had like an absolute, I guess second quarter, you got Clarkie's sprint to the line in like a 100-meter dash, and clearly he's the fastest guy on there. And then manages to like keep it in without giving away the free kick, and then manages to get the ball forward. Jom gets the ball inside 50, mate, and scores. Surely that's an uplifter.
Look, unbelievable. I mean, Jom's been extremely accurate in front of goals
this
year, which has been great. It's, I mean, to be fair, I didn't realise he had the wheels on him as well. Him going out to the wing. Tell you what, him and Sharpie having some good 1K time trials in pre-season come next year, I reckon. But he's been fantastic. I'll also put in there, I thought Josh Tracy's running goal from about 55. I swear he kicked that goalpost high after Bailey Bamford received a free kick and handballed it through that. I knew he could kick a long way, but I didn't realise he could kick about 80 metres. That was also a pretty decent crypto moment to be
There's a few that I'm just off the top, man. I'm thinking this one, but let's just quickly get to the man of the moment, and that is Caleb Sarong. An absolutely outstanding game from Caleb Sarong, and so many you could name, but just on Caleb Sarong, 32 disposals, 10 clearances, 525 metres gain. The deserved medal-winning player of the day. And tell us about, from a player's perspective, how did you see his game and the influence that he had on the contest?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because early, if you watch it, I think they obviously went to him to try and get under his skin, and Caleb's something you don't want to try and do that with because he thrives on that. He thrives more on people trying to almost stir him up and get him excited into the game. So I remember looking at it, there was a contest about halfway through the first quarter, and he's had a pretty strong contest straight through the line of the ball, was able to get it and feed it out, and then I know we're on here from the start. So, I mean, it was better when Cully went to him. I think he almost went in more. It was a bit of a compliment saying, I'm going all right.
Yeah.
I've got something to keep going pretty well. And it was great for him also to get on the scoreboard because, again, something he probably doesn't hit a lot of the time. He sets a lot of goals up, and as you mentioned, the clearance game has been such a strength of Caleb's. But if I set it up from the week, he's usually the first one in at the football club and the last one to leave. He does a heap of extra touch work, so it's no surprise he was able to get the medal today. I mean, helped in there with Hayden Young, Andy Brayshaw, Nat Fyfe. Again, if I continue names, I'm going to forget a few shots on there. But all in all, it was a very deserved winner from Caleb, that's for sure.
Yeah, look, and brilliant. And again, Brayshaw on top of that as well. 36 disposals, 4 clearances, 503 metres gain. There were times there where I thought Brayshaw just stood up when we needed someone to stand up. In fact, across the board, when we keep talking about moments, everyone who we've had on here, and what we talk about is the idea that if you play the team game, play your role. Everyone plays their role. That's all we can ask for. And sometimes we can glorify stats, and I'm guilty of that, throwing out all these bloody stats. But I think everyone, at some point today, everyone played their role and what they needed to do, whether it was going back with a flight, knowing they're going to get poo mixed, whether or not it was like getting the 1%ers in there, getting the body in, chasing it down, whatever it was, mate. It just seemed like towards the end there, we just clicked. And that was the team game.
I couldn't agree more, mate. And that's what we talk. I know it's such a cliche, the old 1 week at a time and that sort of stuff. But if you play your role, that's what our system's all about. You play your role within our system, and that's the ultimate success of it all. So it's not about the statistics side of things. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone would love to go and kick 10 and have 50 possessions, but that's not what we're after. We want people to be able to go out there and fit into our system, and lots of boys were able to do that. I mean, Tommy Emmett was a great inclusion this week. He plays his role so well and was rewarded with 3 goals, which was fantastic as well.
Yep.
So he's another reward for effort guy as well, which is awesome.
All right, so it looks like we've got our guests coming in now. Just making sure that you guys can hear me okay. You guys are good?
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, Emma, just before we get this question, mate, a little disappointed. Last time you came on the pod, you had like the Crimean War look, you had the bandages going around the head. I thought, can you get us a little bit more blood for the pod? That the fans love it, mate, but that's okay. Kicking your goals, living the dream. Tell us about the game today.
Yeah, it was a good win. Sorry, my voice is absolutely gone. Yeah, great win. That first half was looking a bit like last derby when their pressure was up, and we weren't quite buffering it enough. We weren't backing ourselves and trusting ourselves, but the way we came out in that third quarter, and both forwards, but the pressure and our ability to connect with each other was just, it was great second half.
Perfect, Tommy. I reckon we'll just touch on before. Obviously, reward for effort for you today. Something you've been working on a bit is obviously your goal kicking. What were you thinking when you were going back, having that set shot towards the end there? Put it through the big sticks?
Yeah, just trying to kick the goal. That's what I was thinking. Can't really think of too much else, but no, I I was just lucky to get on. I was lucky to get on the end of a few, so yeah, it was nice.
Nice. Now, look, last week, Banners came on, and like he was saying, you like to wrestle crocodiles, and you reckon that you could quite possibly kill a crocodile with your bare hands. There was a lot of skepticism on the pod. I'll give you the hot tip, but it looked like you were able to wrestle crocodiles out there, mate, because you were taking it tough, and you were hitting the tackles, and you were being physical out there. Aspect of your game that's really improved. Talk to us about that.
I just want to address the crocodile first. So I do believe I can kill a crocodile. If I could just get on its back and just put 2 fingers up its nostrils, I think I could suffocate it.
Righto, okay.
But yeah, no, it is something, it is a part of my game that I've been working really hard on. Obviously the defensive aspect is something that we can control as forwards, and sometimes the offensive stuffs we can't control. So if we can just bring intensity and control the things that we can control, then we're doing our job.
Yeah.
I agree. I reckon tonight's Sturt. I reckon a lot of the stuff that you've been working on is the defensive side of your game. Your pace was a big show, I reckon. I reckon you probably have a chance to be able to beat Sebet or Rick, I reckon, over the 100 metres, being Olympic season at the moment.
Rick would be tough. I reckon I could have 7 in my back pocket.
7, you reckon? No way.
All right, look, obviously we've played a couple of great games of footy, like back-to-back. We're really looking now at shaping the top 4. Now, I know you guys have to talk about week in, week out and all that sort of stuff, but is there that internal belief that this team can do anything, like on our day when we play that team role, like that third quarter, like we have seen for long stretches in games?
I'll give you a straight bad answer first. We do just take it week by week. We're just focusing on what we can. But yeah, we do have extreme belief within the club. I feel like we're holding up really well against top 8 teams, and West Coast really brought it tonight. It actually felt like a finals game, so it just shows that our structure and our contest really holds up. So yeah, we do have a lot of belief within the club.
That's good. I don't know, you obviously would have been playing in the game. There was a moment in the second quarter where JL gave a phone a bit of a workout. You wouldn't have seen it in the big replay, but there was a goal they kicked and he gave it a fair old workout. I reckon he would have needed a new phone after that. Obviously a bit of a frustrating first half. What was the message from the big man at half time? What did he say?
Yeah, just weren't really trusting ourselves and weren't driving legs and weren't testing the tackle. And the way that we reacted to that and turned it and got the game on our terms in our second half probably shows the maturity of the group compared to last year. So yeah, as Sturdy said, it's the pressure, like that's a finals game pressure, and that's what we spoke about. So I thought that we reacted really well and shows the maturity of the group.
And look, a lot of big bulls in that forward line, and we've got guys obviously making sure you got space, letting in a space and all that sort of stuff. It looks like the synergy starting to come together a little bit, and leading patterns and all that sort of stuff, but just making sure that you're complementing each other. And a nice little shepherd there obviously from the big kahuna, Big Dick Cyclone, allowed you to kick that goal. Like, talk to us about that forward line and that synergy in there, because it looks like you guys are starting to click now.
Yeah, we are. It's something that we've worked really hard on through the pre-season as being the most connected forward line in the comp, and I feel like we complement each other really well. That first half we probably weren't as connected as we would have liked, but I feel like the second half we really got back to the way we wanted to play and really started to connect again. So yeah, like Tommy said, it really shows the maturity of the group and the maturity of our forward line. And Josh Treacy's having a fantastic year, and he really leads the way with that maturity and the communication. And Sam Swidkowski and all the boys really are just working really hard on being super connected, and so it's been good.
It's good. Oz and I were touching on before you boys got here that it was a pretty heated derby again, as we always expect. There'll probably be a few fines come out of there. Can you boys be expecting any money being taken out of the match payments this week?
I hope not, but potentially.
Yeah, I'm thinking potentially. Yeah. But I run the players' fund, so I'm always paid out of that.
Yeah.
Possibly a few car washes coming out free away. People bring your cars down. Good fun. Guys, we asked wacky questions on the pod. This particular question is a serious question. 22 Sturdies versus 22 Emmets. Who actually wins in this game?
If it hits the deck, then I'm in trouble. But if we can play it in the air, then I think I'm a chance.
What about you, mate? Do you agree with that, or you got?
Oh, no, Storm's probably got me. I reckon I'm pretty one-dimensional. I can pressure, but then I've got the ball.
Too modest, mate.
I'll just butcher it probably.
I'm Tommy. Sorry, Sturdy, but I'm Tommy.
Is Corbs in there? Could have Corbs as well?
No chance, mate. I've got no hips, so I can't play anyway. So.
I'd probably take
just
Tommy
touching
side.
on that physicality again, a lot's been said about derbies in the past and the physicality and that sort of thing, but it really looked like we just kind of just held our own, and when we needed to go and support, we did, and it was not like just randomly going up and trying to pick a fight or anything like that, which is great. But what I really love from a supporter's perspective is when someone was getting a little bit of treatment, like someone was in there very quick just to make sure it was all good, and just to see the whole forward line in there, it warms the heart. Just warms the heart to see like all of you guys up and about and getting in there. Do you guys really sense that the team, like it's just together? That I talked about the forward line, but that synergy of the whole team coming together at the right time at this part of the season?
Yeah, well, we do have the next man in mentality. Like everyone stays ready, and it's not like the team's perfectly connected. Like last week, like there were obviously changes, and then in previous weeks there's been changes as well. But yeah, I feel like just the way that we're playing and the way that we look after each other. I obviously came in this week and I felt really connected with everyone else.
Yeah.
Right at home, so just probably the synergy of being able to, if a player does go down, being able to still play our brand of footy is really important.
In the forward line, we're really big on being the most connected forward line in the competition. That's our aim. That's what we want to try and do.
Like
so
it.
I have to give a shout out to Jamie Graham and Andrew Wombat Sturgis for all his help with that sort of stuff as well. They do a lot of work with driving those standards, and it's not just a facade that you see on game day. It's something that generally is like a trademark week to week, day to day.
Yeah, nice.
Just to touch on that as well, just the trust that we have in each player coming in, something really special. And like Tommy said, it's just next man in. So when it's your turn to go, you go.
Yeah, love it. Okay, we had a question on the pod which you guys can answer, and that is, if you had a guy in the forward line kicking for your life, who would it be? So personally, obviously you can say yourself if you really want to, but say 40 plus out, you had a guy kicking for your life in the team, who do you want kicking for goal?
40, 45.
Yeah, plus, yeah.
It's pretty hard to go past JT, wouldn't it?
If it was inside 30, I'd definitely say Sonny, like 100%. I'd probably say you.
You're waiting for that.
I'm waiting for him to step up. He's just casually sitting there.
Your range, I reckon. 45.
I'm just like poking the bear. Is he going to say himself here?
He just kisses it. So I'll say Sturdy.
I was thinking about who I'd pick. And I know he missed one tonight, but I'd probably say Hayden Young. He's normally a lovely set shot.
That's fair.
Best set shot of the club.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd probably go Josh Tracy. I think track record's been pretty impressive this year. And I feel like the further out he goes, the more accurate he gets, to be honest. That one he kicked tonight from the handball off banners, we're going to kick that from 55. So even one I'd have.
He flushed that one.
Well, so look, our goal kickers obviously spread. Tracy, Frederick, yourself, all 3 goals. Swiddo, Mira, 2 goals. Jai, Sneed, Caleb, and obviously yourself, mate, 1 goal each. So it's a nice spread, and that's what you want to have. I mean, ideally, it'd be great to have 10 next to your name, but like when there's a nice even spread across the board, then you know that the contributions are happening, but everyone's getting involved, and more importantly, the team's just playing as a unit. Guys, look, fantastic to have you on the pod. Amazing game tonight. It's always good to get one over on the blokes down the road. We owed them one from the last game, guys, but I thought what you did today was sensational. I thought you guys played fantastic, so thanks heaps, and keep on trucking.
Thanks, Oz. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Oz.
Cheers. All right, so we had the big boys on, and we're about to do the wrap-up, mate. And I'll tell you what, getting up and about, every time you see some faces come on, it just fills the heart with warmth when you see them talk about the footy club like that. Mate, you're part of this too. Are you feeling it? Is this the surge that's coming?
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like it's something that has been building for a while. It's one of those things, I don't think you just click your fingers and it happens overnight. There's been a lot of work go behind the scenes. I've only been here for 2 years, but it seems like it's been a pretty gradual build. Having a good chat to Sonny Walters about it the other day. He's obviously in rehab at the moment, and even he says there's a bit of a different feeling about it, sort of back to that 2013 feeling where it was a bit going on there. Look, I don't want to jinx that, but he's obviously a very experienced man, and he's been around the traps a bit, so it's great to hear it from him, but it's also great to feel that sort of stuff, and I hope that the fans and everyone listening can also feel that sort of stuff. So,
and the best thing is, I think in the past, we always used to look at the derbies as being that, and I guess it's not changed too much, but it's not just about this game, and that's the vibe that I got from the boys, but also from the general club as well. It's not just this game that you put everything into, it's just this consistent performance.
Yeah.
And it again, like from a fan's perspective, when you hear that and you actually see that, obviously the first half we had to readjust, but when we did, and then we played our brand, and then we just took care of business, that's the Freo.
Absolutely, and it's infectious. Once you get into that little, we call it the flow state, once you get in there, geez, you want to get back in there the whole time, trying to bottle that up and try and build it in week in, week out. But it's an exciting time, and I think the boys chucked in a couple of cliches there with the 1 week at a time and process stuff, but that's all it is. It's not riding the roller coaster of we have a win tonight, so we're on cloud 9, and we lost to the Hawks the other week, and it's doom and gloom. It's about what can we control. Let's get back to our focus areas. So I think, look, a couple of years ago when the boys played and lost to Collingwood in one of the finals, the boys talked about how that was such a great learning experience, and I generally think it was for them to be able to get such a young group and experience at that time. So for them to build now, and look, hopefully we want to go deep into a finals campaign, and we do a little bit better than 2013, we might be right.
Oh, mate, wouldn't that be good?
It'd be fantastic.
I mean, everyone knows that I had to pawn off my LeBron James MVP jersey to fly over there to pay for it. Shout out to my brother. But yeah, good times. And can you just, from a player's perspective, because I'm really fascinated by this, and we quite often don't get actually educated people on here co-hosting, so thank you.
Thank you kindly for educated. But
yeah. And Driz as well, when she comes on, is awesome. But from that player's perspective, how do you avoid that over-arousal curve? I love using that on the pod, the arousal curve, but how do you avoid going from the peak and the trough? Like, how do you get that flow going?
I'm very impressed with education. You've obviously done a bit of work with this sort of stuff, I reckon. Well, we'll have to give a fair bit of a shout-out to Neil McLean, Angie Bain, and the wellness, welfare side of things, because that's what we started way back in pre-season with this side of thing. We knew there was going to be times when we were going to be frustrated, and then there's times we were going to be really, really joyful with the way we've been playing, excited for it all. So it's been trying to, probably mitigate the amount of ebbs and flows with it all and keeping it as close. So we call it anchoring. After a game, we'll go back to anchor and get back to what we are and what our trademark is at the end of the day. So you go and do your reviews starting on Monday, where the boys will get in there, and then we'll sort of look towards to go to the next game. So it won't be long, and we'll be on the plane over to Essendon, and we'll have to go again. So it won't take long. It's just like clockwork, this thing, bit of Groundhog Day for it all. But it's an exciting thing, and so grateful that the boys have been putting up some great performances for it all. It makes it easy to go in the club each day, and it makes good watching for the supporters and that stuff. So
I mean, look, the buzz around here is crazy, and you can feel it. It's palpable. And, when you get a glimpse into what this looks like, you can't help but be excited about the future of this footy club with, great people like yourself, taking care of business. So very much looking forward to seeing what the Dockers can do from here on in, mate. We are knocking on the door, mate, and I tell you what, it's a real shot to finish top 4. I know the boys can't say it, but look, we talked last week with Driz. We talked about the Tupperware lid being somewhere off the Madagarrett Bridge, mate. The lid's gone. And we're talking about the finals push, and I know we've got to be careful, but gee whiz, when you see that, you see what's going on here, anything is possible.
I think the best way to put it, Oz, is that we're super hopeful and super optimistic about it all. There's nothing wrong with saying that you want to go and play deep into finals. I think that's fantastic, as long as you get back to the process side of things. So, I think everyone here would be lying if they say they didn't want to go and win a grand final this year. So let's go and give it a hell of a crack, that's for sure. Oh, fantastic. Look, Josh, really appreciate you being on, mate. Absolute legend. Bloody hell, you're very good at this, mate. Yeah, I'm going to be losing my job soon, but brilliant stuff. The Fremantle Dockers absolutely tore it apart in that third quarter. So finally, 17-8, 110, defeated the West Coast Eagles 11-9. And who cares about their score? Freo by 35 points at the end of the day. Hope you enjoyed. If you do like listening, the Purple Rain do a pod on Monday. Feel free to listen to that and poke some fun. But otherwise, we'll see you again in the next home game. And once again, thanks, mate. Thanks, Oz. Go the Dockers.
All right. Cheers.